Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, a new movie heading to theaters and Netflix has basically every star in the universe. A look at Don't Look Up.
Don't let them in, don't let them see.
Then, get ready to sing. Carpool Karaoke is back with the cast of Cinderella. And she is Tina Turner, simply the best.
And then my secret ingredient.
Daily Show co-creator, Letterman producer extraordinaire, kitchen queen, and Seattle resident, Madeleine Smithberg is back with food, folks, and fun. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, West St. Paul. Good morning, Zimmerman. Good morning, Tacoma. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Arby's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
The curly fries.
You prefer the curly fry at the Wendy's?
At the Arby's?
At the Arby's. I'm sorry,
Yes.
at the Arby's.
Yes, darling. I like the curly fries at the Arby's.
Yeah. Who has your favorite fry?
Burger King, duh. I know no one agrees with me.
Burger King you think has the best fries?
Yes, they have the thickest, like the fattest fries, and I like fat fries.
No.
Why?
I mean, you're gonna have to leave now. Again, no, you're gonna have to leave. I'm gonna fire you for the first time since we got to Seattle.
Okay.
Bye-bye. We're gonna replace her with the standee. There she is. Who is that again? That's a race car driver, right? Who is that?
I don't know.
It's a Napa. He works for Napa Oil Changes. Right there. That's the new Kindle right there.
a little
No,
short.
McDonald's has the best fries. I don't. This is right, TV friends. McDonald's far. When I was Kendall, she's back. We can't do the show without her. But when
Jason.
I wouldn't do the show without you. I wouldn't.
Till I say something else. Yeah.
No, I mean, I would never, honey, I would never, if I eventually sign a contract, I will make sure in the contract it says I will only do the show if Kendall's here.
Is this going in that notes section where you have all your passwords for me and the
Absolutely.
notes? Yeah, okay.
When I was a baby, though, a wee little youngster in Michigan City, Indiana, because they used to put the baby seats in the passenger seat. That's before they knew better.
Oh.
And there I am, and Dar, my mother, would drive from bingo, and every time I would see the golden arches, little Jason would scream the following: "Bagaos! Bagaos!" Dar had no idea what that meant, but it was McDonald's. I was screaming for fried foods. Thus began my lifelong battle with weight. Nothing's changed. Now I just scream other words when I see fried foods. But bagaos meant French fries, McDonald's French fries.
Cows?
So I've had bagaos. So I don't know where, my mother never figured out where that came from. Like, it doesn't even sound like anything from McDonald's.
McDonald's, Bagaos.
Bagaos, nothing. Hey, we're getting ready to end our first week for season 7, our first week in our new home in Seattle, Washington, the whole state. So we want you to get to know us because we want to be we air at noon there in Seattle, the Seattle market, all over Washington. I want you to know, we know there's more than just Seattle because it drives folks here in the Twin Cities crazy. We love all of Minnesota and Wisconsin, and we love all of Washington. So all week long, we've been collecting little shout outs. People have been sending us shout outs, Kendall, from Washington, our new friends. Would you like me to read a few?
If they're nice.
Well, we've just deleted and called the police on the hateful ones. Okay, here we go. First is William. Hi, William. William lives in Bellevue. Hello to the good folks there. He writes, "I'm loving the show, and that tomato lady was fabulous." I love that Stephanie Hansen's new name is the Tomato Lady. I can't wait to tell her that. Hey, Hansen, you got a new nickname, Tomato Lady.
She'll wear it.
William writes, "I'm so glad you replaced Tamron Hall." No, I'm not going to hate on Tamron because I love her. My mother loves her. She'll disown me. But we did replace her. Number 2, Teresa. "I live in Wenatchee. That's where our buddy Shane Wells lives. You'll meet Shane eventually. I live in Wenatchee, Wisconsin, or Washington. I've been watching the last couple of days. Teresa, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. And finally, my favorite. Are you ready? Travis from Olympia. Kendall, say hello to the friends in Olympia.
Hi, Olympia.
Thank you. Travis writes, I started watching your show today, and at first I thought, ick. I mean, that's what most people feel, you know? It took us 7 seasons, yeah. Okay. At first I thought, ick, but the more I watched, I really like it.
Had to give us 5 minutes.
Yeah. Kendall, say something nice about Travis.
Travis, I like that you can spell.
Perfect. There's your compliment of the day, Travis. Thanks for not thinking our show is ick. We just want to be your friends. We're just a light, pop culture, fun, funny hour. That's all we want to be every day.
We're people pleasers. We want to be your friends.
We're the show for people that don't feel like they have a place. You know, like the drama kids. You know, the kids, the wacky kids. That's what this show is for. Yep. Right, Kendall?
We like them.
That's right. Band kids, drama kids, the people that sat alone at the cafeteria. This show's for you. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Steve. By the way, who signed Director Leo's vacation request? Our first week in Seattle, and our director's gone. And Steve's doing a fantastic job. Seattle friends, you'll get to know Leo. Let's get started. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert ushered in their 7th season this week, and they did so, y'all know, I love a good, Kendall, what do I love? Theme song, and I love a good opening title sequence, don't I? This has both. Using drones, look at this.
It's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tonight, naysayers. Plus, Stephen welcomes Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. And musical guest, The War on Drugs. Featuring John Baptiste and Stay Human. And now, live on tape from the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York City, it's Stephen Colbert!
Okay, I'm just going to say, B stole our look. Anyway, the open, listen to this. It's versatile. It can run 30 or 45 seconds depending on how many guests they have booked. It's the 3rd opening sequence since Colbert began. And we love this because you guys saw that drone video that went viral of the camera in one single shot flying through the Bryant Lake Bowl, First Avenue. There was another one. It was done by a guy here that Kendall knows. His name is Jay. Jay, what's his last name?
Well, he goes by Jay Bird.
Jay Bird.
Jay Christensen.
That was my nickname when I was a child. My Aunt Debbie used to squeeze my cheeks because I've always had these. Hi, Jay Bird. Anyway, but Jay Bird, we were going to have him do that type of thing for our show, weren't we?
We were, and then...
And Colbert, B stole our look.
Did, yeah.
We can still do it.
That and COVID.
Yeah.
Everything stole it.
Seriously, we're going to do it months ago. But no, Jay will be back, actually. We are going to do something like that for our show. But that's cool. That's all. I love a good opening title sequence. That's a good one. Next in the dish, the sky isn't falling, but the world could be coming to an end. You don't need to tell us. In a new movie that's coming to Netflix, the trailer for Don't Look Up dropped. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence. I think she just announced she's having a baby.
She is.
That's right. As low-level astronomers who see a comet hurtling toward Earth. Look at this.
You are here now. You are here now. You are here now. Here now. Your breathing is stressing me out.
This will affect the entire planet.
I know, but it's like so stressful.
Can I get one more ice water?
I'll get 2 more glasses of white wine. And I don't need the judgy face. There's a comet headed directly towards Earth.
Do you know how many the world is ending meetings we've had over the last 2 years?
Drought, famine. Hole in the ozone is so boring.
Everybody's in this movie, Kendall. Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. Pia Zadora's in it.
Who?
Gina Lollobrigida's in it.
I don't know who that is.
Wilford Brimley.
Right.
Stockard Channing.
That guy.
Jessica Tandy.
Who?
The entire supporting cast of Cocoon. I'm sorry, what? Oh, half the people I just mentioned are dead. I apologize. Don't Look Up hits Netflix and in theaters, I think, too. They're doing a little dual thing in December. Next in the dish, internet sleuths have discovered Matt Damon has a secret Instagram. The account is private and changes up some of the letters in his name, but it's followed by Chris Hemsworth and 75 other people. So we wanted to see if any of you are like Matt Damon. Do you have a fake social media profile? Ted, take it. It is our brand new, look at this. Look at this, take our new, look at that. This is our brand new Kendall Jason Show Insta poll. You can vote right now. Go to your internet computer, go to fox9.com/poll. You don't have to give us any information. You just hit, do you? A drop of blood. Just go to fox9.com/poll, no S, and take part in this poll. Do you have a secret Instagram or Twitter account? Right now, 80% said no, I can barely handle one, and 20% yes, I keep it on the DL. Do you have one?
Why would I ever tell you that?
Well, because we're friends there, Kendall, aren't we? I do. I'll just admit it. I have one.
You do? Really?
Yes.
I don't have one. No.
I don't want Kim Jong-un to keep track of me.
So
our new vice president woman, lady.
Private.
What?
It's not fake. Like, it's not your fake name. Is it a fake name?
No, it's an account. It's I won't tell you what social media thing.
Wait.
But I do have an account where I can just be unedited.
You were just telling me how we're friends, and so you should know about if I have a secret account, but I don't know about your secret account because you haven't told me about it, so what kind of friend are you?
Coming up, a lot more. Stay right there. Back after these words. Back in a moment. More hot dishes coming out of the oven. Coming up next.
I'm about to really lose my on all of you.
The dinner party from hell continues on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Plus,
Let it go.
who's in the car with Corden? It's the return of Carpool Karaoke. Then, for the rest of the hour, she is our special guest. Live from Seattle, it's Madeleine Smithberg, a lady that's truly done it all. Letterman producer, Daily Show co-creator, Mad Kitchen mistress. Madeleine Smithberg has the dish on the Seattle hot dog. Plus,
And during our rehearsal, some of the sheep got kind of loose.
another great story from her time in late night. That and more when we continue.
Guillermo, for example, has a lot of phobias. Swimming, heights, everything that's a phobia, Guillermo is a phobic. And so to help him with one of them, we staged an intervention of sorts. We sent him to a therapist, not just any therapist, a virtual reality therapist. Guillermo, he had no idea why you were going there, right?
No.
So we sent him, and, well, this is how that went.
Some friends asked me to meet with you, and they said that you have a really strong fear, something that makes you very afraid and affects your life. Do you know what that might be?
I'm afraid of snakes.
Ah, okay. Keep looking at the snake. The headset's frozen for a minute. Can you take off the headset, please?
No, I do. Oh, yeah, that was, oh, I do.
Guillermo, this is not a dangerous snake. You don't want to just try to pet the snake?
No, I don't want to pet the snake.
You don't have to touch his head, but you could touch his body. What about that? Can you do that for me?
If you go get me a drink.
Guillermo confronting his fear of snakes in our little late night rewind. You don't like snakes either, do you, Kendall?
Mommy doesn't do snakes.
No, my husband does not as well. Colin, he probably stopped watching the show right there.
No.
No, I don't like, you know what I don't enjoy? The spiders. Snakes are fine.
You're a spider person.
I'm a spider. I don't care how small. I don't care how many legs they have.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I used to play with them, so I didn't have a lot of friends in my neighborhood. So when there were spiders crawling up the side of the house, I would like play with them. They were my friends.
Our hot dish continues with our insider to the stars. Please welcome from the Hollywood Raw podcast, Dax Holt. Hello, Dax.
Good morning, Jason. I am as well. I hate spiders. This morning I went out for my morning run, was looking down and walked right into the giant web, and then right out of the corner of my eye I could see the spider, and I did one of those freakouts just by myself.
We're grown men, Dax, and we're taken down by a small spider. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dax, by the way, say hello to our new friends in Seattle. We started airing in Seattle this week.
Well, hello, Seattle.
That's right. Yeah, Dax is right down the road from you. He's just right down, yeah.
Just right down the street.
You interviewed the creator of Entourage this week on the Hollywood Raw podcast. Doug, tell me about him.
Yeah, so Doug Ellen, he was awesome. Really fun person to get on the podcast. I mean, listen, if you are the creator of one of the most successful shows on HBO, it's pretty fun to have him stop by. But, you know, really interesting conversation. You know, he has also 2 other podcasts that he does. But, you know, the conversation of when you work in Hollywood and you have such a successful show on your resume, you created it, it went for so many seasons, then turned into a movie. I was like, can you just walk in any production house at this point and say, hey, I want to make another show? And he said, no. He goes, that is not how it works. He says, I do not get yeses just because I had one huge hit. It's actually really hard to still make another show. He goes, I've come up with other things and they just didn't go anywhere. And I guess I was really surprised by that information. You know, I hear a lot of things in Hollywood, but if you can't get another show instantly made because you have a hit, that's pretty shocking to me.
Yeah, I mean, at least you would get an appointment. You know what I mean, Dax? You would think that at least you could get on the calendar.
And, Jason, the other thing that he said that it was also pretty crazy. So I thought that they decided to wrap up Entourage. He said no, that wasn't the case. That when Entourage started, they had one leadership over at HBO. Then there was a change in leadership, and he goes, that person just wasn't a fan of the show, didn't understand, you know, why people liked it, and ended up canceling it. I was like, what? I thought that you guys were done with it. He goes, no, that wasn't the case. They just kind of scrapped it, and that's why the movie came out, because it was a way to kind of keep it going. And he said, you know, we're open to do another Entourage, but we're kind of just waiting to see if HBO calls us at this point. But he said the whole cast is in. We're just waiting on HBO. And I said, well, can someone else do it? Can Netflix? He goes, never really thought about it.
Yeah, because I wonder, Dax, who owns the rights? Because, you know, I wonder what studio has it and how long the contract goes with HBO for right of first refusal.
Yeah, I don't know. And he was like, oh, maybe we could start to look into that. But I'm like, if you have the entire cast ready to go, how is someone not knocking on his door to reboot this thing?
Yeah, they're rebooting everything else. They're rebooting Petticoat Junction, for heaven's sake. They can reboot. This is at least a modern intellectual property that people know of. Hey, don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you have any, can you tease anybody you have coming up on the podcast?
Yes, so we got Brian Mcfaden coming up. You would know him from his MTV days.
Yes.
He was huge. You know, he was all over TRL for a very long time. We got him to stop by the podcast, and it was fun talking to him because we actually got him when we were out at Sweet Stock in Omaha. And, you know, he just kind of knows everyone, and he's dated so many famous women in Hollywood that we kind of went down this memory road with him and chatted about what it was like dating these famous women, but being on TRL, because you got to remember when TRL was on, that was like the biggest show on the planet. The biggest bands were stopping by, and what it was like from the day he went on that show to like the next day walking down the street, and how he tells a story about like he got trapped in a mall. I'll tell you more after we air it next week.
I can't wait.
Really fun podcast.
A huge part of pop culture in the 2000s. That guy right there. Dax, thank you, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Bye, Jason.
Hey, guys, search for the Hollywood Raw podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Sam Goody, B. Dalton, Borders Bookstore, wherever. Go download it.
Right.
I love Brian Mcfaden. Do you even know who he is? Because you are a little younger.
The name rings a bell. I watched TRL.
Google it on your phone. You'll know immediately who it is. Next in the dish, there was a new episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was the dinner party from hell part 2. And Erica Jane, you know, she's in a lot of trouble, was as defensive as ever. Look at this.
Would you like to get sued? No. Would you like to?
Of course not.
Can I just say something? When you say things like, do you want to get sued? That actually gives credence to what she was worried about.
Not by me. If you want to talk about someone else's health issues and you think that that person isn't going to come after you, think again. Something's in way over her head. I'm about to really lose my on all of you.
Nope. Calm down.
Take a breath.
Hold it in.
You ever call me a liar again, I'm coming for you.
By the way, that is also very similar to how our pre-show meetings go. Kendall threatens me. I go like this. Everyone starts to get a little clammy. And
Jeff
then
tells you to calm down.
Jeff tells me to calm down, and I look at you. Don't you ever threaten me again. Camille Grammer, you remember her? She was on the show too many years ago. She's one of the OGs. Now she's not Camille Grammer. I think it's like Camille Daly Meyer, as in Oscar Meyer. Yeah. She was on Watch What Happens Live and talked about Erica's aggression towards Sutton. Look.
I was surprised. I mean, she was really aggressive. It was scary for me to watch. I haven't seen that side of Erica.
Yeah, it is scary. Here's the deal. I'm not gonna belabor this point. The big thing with Erica is, at first I was Team Sutton at the beginning of the episode. Then at the end, Sutton drove me crazy because she kept walking away. Erica is not doing herself any favors on her social media. I never thought I would say this. I agree with Dorit's husband, PK. Public relations-wise, she's doing no favors for herself. Posing in lingerie with snitty little comments. You're not garnering any sympathy because people are going, you're doing that while the victims are out millions of dollars. Not a good look.
And like all the faux rage, give me a break.
I know. Well, just remember that at our meeting tomorrow. Next on the dish, James Corden is getting his money's worth with the cast of Cinderella. Billy Porter, Idina Menzel, Camila Cabello hopped in a car for some carpool karaoke. Look at this.
Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Don't let us know. No, living without you. I'm not living without you. Not living without you. I wanna be free. And you, and you, and you, you're gonna love me.
Oh, okay. Usually I love it, but that sounds like a whole bunch of cats screaming for tick medication. No. Turn that off. Thank you, Steve. No. I usually love that segment. And I love all of the people in that car.
They can all sing.
But together, cats. Amazon declared Cinderella the top musical of 2021. That's like Fox 9 declaring The Jason Show the best talk show of the year.
We win!
We win. And actually, our own station wouldn't nominate us. Let's just be very clear. Hashtag sad truth. Tear. We're going to take a break. Madeleine Smithberg. She's in the kitchen and she's mad. Mad in the kitchen when we return. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Our next guest is a former producer on Late Night with David Letterman, you know, the NBC years, and she co-created a little bitty show called The Daily Show. Joining us live from Seattle, it is Madeleine Smithberg. She's mad and she's in the kitchen. Mad in the kitchen. Hello, my darling.
Hi, Jason.
I'm looking at the screen. I just want to get a good look at you. I've missed you, my love. I've missed you.
I know. It's been almost 2 months, and that's way too long.
Hey,
but I've been following your vacations and your exploits at the fair. On this thing I discovered, it's kind of fun. It's called social media.
It's amazing.
I don't know if you guys have it there in Minnesota.
We don't.
But it's really cool. You can see what all your friends are doing. It's great. But hi.
Hi.
And I gotta say this. I feel like I want to be the welcome wagon to officially welcome you and the Jason Show to Seattle. You guys are on every day as a Tuesday on channel 13.
Yeah.
New 13.
And
that's so awesome.
And Madeleine, you'll love this. Being a TV vet, do you know what our lead-in is? Maury. Isn't that fantastic?
That's amazing.
Every day.
He's still on the air?
He is, Madeleine. I love it.
I actually know Maury, but we can't go into that rabbit hole because we'll never come out. But I'll tell you a funny story about that another time off the air. But anyway, that's so funny. How many paternity cases can there be?
I mean, seriously. I mean, does he have stock in DNA companies by now? I mean, how many? Seriously.
Yeah, it's endless. And don't you think the guys would like catch on at this point? Like, maybe you shouldn't come on the show.
Yeah.
It's not going to go well for you.
I do wonder that, because I was on Ginny Jones one time, you know, and there are some shows when you receive an invite for, it's a positive. You know, like Price is Right. It's going to likely be a net positive. If you get an email from the producer of Maury, is it ever a net positive?
I don't think so. I really don't. It's like, people used to always say to me when I was working at Letterman and I was booking Human Interest, and I would bring on people that weren't celebrities, they just had like very interesting passions and obsessions or things that they did or collected or made. And someone at TV Guide once said to me, why would anyone come on the show? Haven't they seen the show? Like, they're gonna be fodder. And first of all, I didn't think of it that way. They always had a good time, and I always made sure of it, and they laughed at themselves ultimately.
Yeah.
And it was all great. They had wonderful experiences. But what I said to the guy at TV Guide was that this is a truism, it's a truth, that people's desire to be on television outweighs their common sense.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the case with my buddy Maury. His
Now,
daughter Susan Povich is a good friend of mine.
Madeleine, how many years ago, do you mind if I ask, how many years ago did you move to Seattle?
Okay, it'll be 4 years on April 1st. And as everybody knows, I moved here, I don't think everybody knows, but some people do. That, like, it's common knowledge. The rain comes from the sky, and Madeleine reunited with the love of her life who broke her heart in 1986 and found her on Facebook. And 34 years later, we got married, but before that, I moved to Seattle, where I've been. It'll be 5 years this coming April.
Wait a minute. You're not, I mean, because, you know, like me, it's hard to tell when we're joking. Is that true, though, Madeleine? You, a high school, somebody that broke your heart years ago, you reunited?
In 1986. Yeah. He broke my heart in 1986, dumped me unceremoniously, and then, Jason, the second that he dumped me, it was on the phone, I got a note slipped to me that said, call Darcy about a job at Letterman. So my dreams came true and my heart were broken in the same nanosecond.
Oh.
And then, 27 years later, I get a message on Facebook. There wasn't even Messenger yet. I think it was like skywriting. And it just said, do you remember me? And I was like, you've got to be kidding. do I remember you? And anyway, we kind of rekindled on and off, and then finally he said, when your job is done, I was working for National Geographic Explorer. I was in New York. My son had gone to college. He said, why don't you move to Seattle? And this is what I said, yes! And then I realized I have never been to Seattle.
Oh.
So I moved here sight unseen and brought my mom along, moved her from one Sunrise assisted living to another inside the family. And then I proceeded to be introduced to Seattle as my new home.
And it's
a good thing I came in April.
We have 30 seconds in this segment. Give me one thing that you love about Seattle, because I want to get to know Seattle.
Okay. What I love about Seattle is it's so beautiful. There's giant trees, there's water, there's mountains. The light is spectacular. It's just the most physically beautiful city that I can imagine.
Well, there we go. Very similar. It's how I feel about the great Minnesota. More with Madeleine. We have cooking classes, and of course, it's Madeleine, so we have good stories. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment. Welcome back. We're back with Madeleine Smithberg. Let's get to it. Other than great stories, we always cook with her. And look, there she is. She's prepared. Madeleine, before we begin, you know what I love more than anything? You have like 5 cameras now. Are we going to utilize all of your cameras?
You know what, Jason? Unfortunately, today we're working with 2.
Okay.
We've been, we're in sort of between things in terms of we did all of the 8 weeks of live shows when we had all the cameras, but now we're developing an actual show.
I love it. What are we making today, Madeleine?
So this is my thing, Jason. Any city that's worth its weight in salt, and I don't really know why we use that as a measure, but we do, has its own hot dog.
Yep.
And in Seattle, we have something called the Seattle Dog. This city loves their sports. They love them. Probably a little too much for my taste. Although, New York, we love our Yankees and our Knicks and our Giants, but it's not like everybody loves the same thing. But here it's the Mariners, and it is the Seahawks, and they get memos, and they wear the jerseys, and it's adorable. But anyway, so they have this dog, and at first when I heard about it, I was like, that is disgusting. And it's got cream cheese and grilled onions and jalapenos on it. And then I had one. I went to a Sounders game. They love them too. That's soccer. And but our women are amazing. Our women really are the rain and the storm. But anyway, do you notice the names? Rain, storm. It does rain a lot here. I just want to get that in. I tasted the hot dog, and it was absolutely delicious. So I'm going to show you how to make it, and you're going to love it.
Okay.
So basically, you take a hot dog, and I cut the hot dog down the middle. I'm not doing it live because I thought that might look really bad and suggestive. And you throw it in a grill pan. The idea is to get it to have those nice grill marks. And then you're going to slice an onion. We're going to caramelize some onions. And hey, Josh, I don't have my knife. This is a bit. I'm doing a bit.
Hello, Jason.
Forgive me. This is Joshua. And Joshua.
Hi, Joshua.
Rashawn he has a company. It's called Kayo Sushi Catering. And I hired him to do Sam's birthday. And he's amazing, amazing chef. So Josh and I are doing an event. It's October 2nd, and it's called Sushi Saturday. It's a rock and roll event. Get it?
Get it.
And we're going to be making rolls, and he's going to teach everybody. And so I figured I'd introduce him, and he could show you his knife skills.
I love
Josh,
it.
Can you just cut that onion for me?
Here we go. Look at this.
Get in there.
Get in there, real.
I'm directing as I am on.
I love it. Madeleine, I think this is the first time we've ever done a dramatic cutting of an onion.
I know. I think it's impressive that he's just look at that!
Oh
look
my!
at that!
Look
Come
at
on!
that!
Come on!
Holy crap!
I know. Here's a jalapeno and a pepper.
Madeline, just start putting random stuff in front of him. See if he cuts it.
I know, hilarious, right? I'm gonna get this out of his way.
Watch your fingers, Madeline.
I'm gonna take this to the pan, and I'm gonna dump it in. We're caramelizing these puppies, which means we're just getting them to, yeah, just a little of the red pepper, Josh. Josh doesn't look like a sushi chef, but he has the training, and it's really amazing what he does. His food is like a work of art. And what are we going to teach the people how to make on October 2nd?
So we will be working on, we will be creating a salmon ceviche roll and a California roll.
Oh, it's so delicious. His food is like, it makes you die. And you can order like a little kit that has all kinds of things. Like you get this little sushi mat and vinegar and...
I just love it, Madeline. It felt like he just lived with you, that he just materialized out of nowhere and started cutting things.
Hey, Jason, I have some secrets, okay? Like, my life is not a totally open book.
Hey.
All right, I'm going to stick this pepper in there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to toast our bun.
Okay.
Here's another bit. Hey, Josh. Why don't you toast the bun?
All righty, let's do this, Madeline.
I suck at pretending.
God, Madeline, it's so great that he's there to toast your bun for you.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's 8:30 in the morning here because of this thing called time difference. And, whoa!
Oh, my goodness!
He's toasting the bun!
Does he have
Nice and toasted.
Madeline, does Josh have a permit for that? Is there a permit?
Exactly.
Does he? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now why don't you finish? We're going to spread some cream cheese on there. This is awesome. I can talk, and I have like someone doing my work, but I'm going to go over here and
let's do this, Madeline. We got to take a break. You finish it up, and we're going to make people stick around and see the finished product and see what else Josh is going to torch after the break, okay?
Okay.
We'll be back. Stay with us, everyone. Torching with Josh. Welcome back. Let's return to a kitchen in the Seattle area where Madeleine Smithberg and Joshua are cutting and torching things. It's a Seattle dog. Look at the finished product.
Look, it is so beautiful, but it's missing something. Josh, we need some ooh-ah.
Let's do it.
We're just going to finish it off.
Look
at Okay.
Madeline.
Josh has something he calls ooh-ah.
Yeah.
And so when we do our event on October 7th, we're going to have dry ice. We're going to have torches. We're going to have like ooh-ah. He finishes things with 24 karat gold. It's just like nuts. Look how good that looks. That's my Seattle dog experience for you, Jason.
Recap for us, if you will. What's on it again? Because it looks so beautiful. What's on the Seattle dog?
So it's cream cheese, grilled onions, jalapeno, and a little red pepper for color. And then you finish it off with mustard and sriracha.
That is fantastic. I love it.
It's really, really, really good.
And I mean...
they're right to be proud of it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, not right to be proud of the poor Mariners, but
you know.
Look at me, I'm talking about sports.
Look at you. Hey.
Anyway, so that's October 2nd. Thank you so much, Josh.
You are very welcome.
We're shooting some promos today. We're going shopping for fish.
I'm going to be there. We're going to put all the info on our Facebook page a little bit later. Thank you, Josh. Okay, Madeline, you know
Jason.
You know what we do. Bye, buddy.
I know what we do.
We know.
I know what we do.
But Madeline, before you get to your story, though, we should just have Josh back sometime just to see how many things he can cut, like in one television segment. We need to do that. Anyway.
Why don't we do that before October 2nd?
Let's do that. That'd be fantastic. Okay, Madeleine always has the best stories about her time in late night history. And this one's about basically the story of how you got hired at Letterman.
Okay, and so this actually is nice because without even doing it on purpose, it ties in really well to the story I was telling you before, which is that in the nanosecond that my now husband dumped me, I got this note that said, call Darcy about a job at Letterman. So I don't know if I've told you this before, but nobody remembers, so it doesn't matter. But, you know, when I first saw the Letterman show, it was in this day, it was before, there weren't even DVRs.
Yeah.
If you were going to watch something, you had to be there at the time that it was on. And I know that sounds awful, but, you know, we were barefoot and walking to school. It was awful. But anyway, so we didn't. You had to watch the show, and I heard rumblings about this show with this man named David Letterman that was on at 12:30. I'm like, 12:30? I have to work. I was working for Italian TV, but I stayed up late one night, and I saw the show, and it was not an entertainment experience for me, Jason. It was a calling. I just was like, I need to be a part of this. This is my thing. And then I launched a one-woman campaign to get a job and did not find any success. And then I managed to finagle, which is Yiddish for finagle, getting a ticket to the show. And I went to the show, and I saw who would be my boss, Robert Morton, or Morty, standing on the floor of the studio before the show started. He was the segment producer. And I said, I want to be him. And guess what? I would be him. And then I thought, I should have made a better wish. So I get the note that says, call Darcy about a job at Letterman, and because of it, never really processed the heartbreak of Sam's unceremonious dumping, and just dove into the process of getting the job. And I had to come up with 60 segment ideas, and I went through 2 interviews with different groups of people, and then I get a call that says, you're going to come in and you're going to meet Dave. And the whole experience, Jason, was out of body. And it reminded me of the movie An American President, which I don't think had been made yet, but later on I would connect the dots and realize I had lived it, because when I went to security at 30 Rock, I said, yes, I'm here to see David Letterman. She goes, well, who are you here to see? And I was like, I'm here to see David Letterman. And she said, oh my God, look at you. And like, break a leg, and everyone was wishing me well. And I went into my interview with Dave, and off camera Dave is just, there's always a cigar, there's usually a baseball cap, very like quiet energy, but still brilliant, amazing Dave. And I just told them stories about working at Italian TV, and I worked for this really crazy show that was 6 hours every Sunday, and I was the United States Bureau. And Gina Lola Brigida was a correspondent on the show. And I had to travel with her to Norfolk, Virginia, or Norfolk, Maryland. We went on the Halcyon, which was Jacques Cousteau's latest boat, and we were interviewing Jean-Michel Cousteau. So Gina Lola Brigida doesn't travel light. She brings a writer, a hair and makeup person, and so much makeup that she has to get an extra room just for her makeup and wardrobe. And we're going on this, billion-dollar boat, and everyone's wearing deck shoes. That's why they call them deck shoes, I found out. And she shows up in stiletto heels, and she's wearing a big flowy pink dress, and the wind is blowing, and the chiffon is just blowing. And in those days, the mic pack was gigantic. It was like this. It was just this big, giant thing, and she refused to have it in the back because she wanted to be able to adjust her audio.
Yeah.
So she had it in the front. And I'm in the truck, and the director says, what is that? And I go to fix it, and she starts hitting me. So the first shot they see in Italy is me being hit by Gina Lola Brigida. And I told Dave that story, and I got my job.
Well, oh my I just referenced Gina earlier in the show, so I'm not kidding. I literally made a Gina Lola Brigida comment earlier in this show, and I'm not kidding. It's proof that yes, it's proof that we're man and wife, Madeleine. It's proof.
Yes, we are, Jason. You're my favorite husband.
I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for everything. Guys, sign up for the cooking class on all of Madeleine's recipes, madinthekitchen.com. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. And welcome back to the world's shortest segment. We will be right back. Back in a moment. Stay with us, everybody. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.